Greetings! Welcome to Bruce's Eclectic World. And in update 1/finish of the Psychedelic 60's Group Build 2026, hosted by my cousin Dan over at 60 Rules channel. He's such an awesome guy. We chat every now and then. Sure enjoy his chats. We got started on our kit. Not a whole lot. We just did some cleaning of it. And during a live the other night. And then we put it back in the box. And so we're going to work on it some more. But I thought, well, maybe we better make a video first. Could happen. But right now, we're going to let you see our sponsors. And we'll be right back. Greetings, welcome back, and I want to thank all of you for sticking around. I want to thank all my subscribers and all those that keep coming back and resubscribing. Appreciate each and every one of you as much as we appreciate our awesome sponsors, scalefinishes.com with that eclectic 10 discount code, Gaahleri.com with that capital BEW. For without them, there's a lot of this stuff we could not do because they support the channel very heavily. And VCG Resin by Reese. He makes good parts and he stands by you. And I also want to thank Chris Bell over at Scale Speed Garage. Him and Josh both sponsor the AMC Livecast every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Be there or be square. We have some new exciting things coming up this year. Can't say what they are, but we're working on them in the background. And we're trying to work on the chat issue. Also, try to put some more eyes on it, maybe. Anyhow, let's get you down to the bench and show you kind of what we got done and where we're going. Maybe. Could happen. Anyway, let's get you switched over to the desk. Oh, hope you made it okay. Like I said, we're working on this old Revell Volkswagen Bus T2 kit. And the funny thing is, I found out the other day my buddy Mark, old Grandpa Mark's Hobbies, is working on the newer version of this, which is in pieces, different. the cab is in different pieces. I think Marco Mediocre Modeler. Sorry about that, Mark. He did one of those too. I bought this for the decals for the 66 Nova that I did last year for Psychedelic 60's group build, and I had these new decals made over at STS. Took a while to get them. Just saying. Anyway, I ordered extras because I knew I was saving this kit all year for this build. Been itching to build it. So, well, as you can see, we had not opened that yet, and there's the decals that we got made. As you can see, we got some of the parts apart. The interesting thing is these doors are pre-cut to be opened, and I keep thinking about that. I keep saying no. We'll see. We're still thinking on it. Like I said, I did a bunch of cleaning the other night. Parts separated, and this is where we're at. We're going to work on this thing and make a few videos here and there. Man, that stuck in there. How did that do that? It's amazing. There we go. This is basically a snap kit, more or less, because I mean, this is the body chassis, and there's a floor pan and an interior panel. And I mean, there's not a whole lot of the interior to it. I mean, and there's the seats. Here's the back package tray. The other seat. There's 3 seats. And there's where we was looking at painting it red, and then we decided we're gonna paint it to green. And the white. So we've got some Gaahleri Colorworks paints we're going to pick out, and that's what we're going to use. As far as the interior goes, we'll look at some pictures on these and see kind of what the factory did with them. Otherwise, it's going to be a tan seats and a tan interior, I'm thinking. So anyhow, that's where we're at with this thing. So we're going to get started really good. We're going to get it taped off so we can get it painted. But we're going to primer it first. Kind of might want to do that today. Clamp rest some more pieces, get them on the pikes, and to get them ready to put primer on. This is Saturday, January the 3rd, 2026. So we got a little time on it yet, but that's why I keep him hawing about the doors. Could be fun. Been a long time since I did doors. We'll see, Dan. Don't know, buddy. Anyway, stay tuned and see what happens. Rabbit holes pop up quite regularly around here. Squirrel. Anyway, we'll catch you in the next segment. Bye. Greetings. Welcome to this segment of the Psychedelic 60's Group Build 2026. We got a bunch of work done on the T2 Volkswagen Bus. 23 windows, I think it is. 21, one of those windows. It's a great Revell kit. yet it's lacking on some details, and sad to say, in my opinion, it's an okay kit. It's very lacking in, like I said, a lot of details. No door cards, no interior other than seats and a steering wheel. The chassis is not too bad. The engine detail is pretty good too. But the interior is very lacking. We have one more announcement, and that is my buddy Ed and I over at One Team Garage have teamed up and decided to do a group build. Yep, another group build, like everybody needs another one. And that is called Super Chrome Group Build 2026. And this is our first one. The rules and whatnot's in the description below. And it's automotive only, please and thank you. There will be 2 email addresses, depending on which channel you're on, to send us photos of your beginning build and the paint stuff you're going to use, and an ending photo. That's the only 2 requirements, because you do not, I repeat, do not have to have a Facebook account and or a YouTube channel. Everybody has a YouTube account, but you don't have to have a YouTube channel. So we decided to go that route. Might be a little more work on Ed and I, but we're doing it for you guys, and we want to see what you're going to come up with. It'll be cool. And of course, we changed the name because of some conflicting issues, but hey, it's all good, right? So that's all we got about that. Let's get you down here to the bench and show you where we're at. We'll get you on a side view today, because we got a lot of stuff done. And I love this weather. My nose is running like a faucet. But anyway, this is the chassis. You can't get any plainer than that, can you? I had to drill out the 4 holes for the two back seats. Front seat goes there. Steering wheel, gear shift goes there. And there's a spot there for the steering wheel and the brake pedals. I did not drill out. Yeah. Here is the van. Oddly enough, they've got it made where you can cut this door out. If you can get up there, you can see. See, it's got the cracks already in it. Side doors, same way. Don't know why. There's no interior to speak of in there. There's no door handles or nothing. And that's the front of the bus right there. There's nothing in there. Like I said, quite lacking in detail. Here's the components. You got 3 seats, a panel there, your hubcaps, wheels, bumpers, steering wheel. Yeah, quite lacking. Like I said, the engine, where's these is the engine. The engine is not too bad. The front axle is this piece, rear axle, this piece, and this piece. You glue that to this part, and that makes up the whole rear end engine part, which is kind of cool. The front end does steer. But if you notice, there's that's spindle assembly and the I don't know what you call that, backing plate that holds that's curved. It holds that around the plastic tube, and those are supposed to be brake rotors. Okay. What I'm missing here is the drag link. I had it when I first opened the box. I don't know where it's at. So when we get it together and we decide which way we're going to turn the wheels, I'll just put a piece of styrene across there and hold it in place. Yep, that's what we're going to do. But yeah, there's the wipers. I mean, yeah, like the back wheels. I mean, the seats are nicely detailed, but it's I mean, the body looks great on the outside, but you know, why would you want to cut this open when there's no detail on the inside? Literally, I don't know. You bloop it down in the comments down there. What's your thoughts? Anyhow, we'll get out of here, and we'll bring you back because we're going to put primer on this tonight. This is Saturday, January 17th, and then we're going to go with that. So, with all that being said, we're going to go talk to our buddies on a private live and have a good time, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Actually, pardon me, the next segment. It's all about the segments, right? And it's Saturday morning, and we're still having coffee. Don't judge the cup. We're here to give you an update on the Psychedelic 60's group build, and it's been a minute since I've done any updates on this. I thought best get about doing it. Got a little bit done, actually a lot done, and redone, and redone, and redone. More on that in just a minute. Anyhow, let's get you down to the bench and show you where we're at, and we got more videos to go make and more work to do. Trying to get this thing wrapped up soon. I've been procrastinating. I use that big word. But we're getting there. Well, as you can see, I may have already showed it, but we got the chassis put together except for the hubcaps. We still got to make a drag link, a steering link. But you know, it's weathered. The engine's all gussied up. I mean, there is no engine really. Yeah, Mark goes, well, why ain't you lighting that? I said, there's no reason to light it. Ain't much to light. You can't get to. I mean, yeah, you could get to the tail lights, but the headlights, there's nothing to hide the wiring and stuff. I'd have to build something, and nah. We'll let this one slide. Maybe the next one. But the big green elephant in the room is this thing. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with it. I have repainted this 3 times, the roof 5 times, trying to get these windows painted. That black on there. And it's still not correct. Still got issues, but you know what? From the side, you can't see it, so we're just going to leave it. And we took a magic marker and went around these windows. Yep. Well, it wasn't a magic marker. It was a Gaahleri black zirconium marker. This is just a regular black Sharpie. We also took the a fine Sharpie. Let's see if we can get it out here. I don't think this is the one, but anyway, Micron. Well, it was this one, 0.3. These are really, really fine markers. So I took that and then undercut the vents, as you can see there. And then I took the 0.5 of this and I went around these door openings here And actually, I use this. I'll take that back. I use this on these windows. Yeah. That's the zirconium black markers. Yeah, I've been a pain in the butt. The decals is supposed to go on this thing after spending $75, and I didn't like the decals because I had them remade. Anyhow, so I taped it off, and I painted me a stripe on there. It's not quite straight in the front, but it's close enough for me. This has got just a little bit of a little zig right there. But we'll put a flower over it. You'll never see it. Like I said, I went around all the windows with the black trim. This is just regular black Sharpie. As the other reason why I'm not doing anything special on the inside is because there is no inside. I mean, literally. And I don't know why they got these made with these doors where you can open them. And this door, I don't know. Both of these doors you can open. I don't know. There's no interior detailing. I mean, that is the interior. Literally. There's a dash panel that goes right here with the steering wheel. There's nothing on the dash even to speak of. But yeah, it fits on there just like that. So, we're going to get the decals on here. And then I've done already wet sanded the stripe. It's nice and smooth with 5000. Get the decals on here. Put another coat of clear varnish on here. Except for the roof. I want that to stay satin. And did I mention I've painted this white on this roof 3 times? Or 4? Anyway, yeah. It's been cleared 3 times. Because I kept screwing this up. But anyhow, decals are next. Then all the chrome bits that goes on it. Then we're going to. I want to wash it before I put the decals on. Yeah. And then we'll be ready to put this thing together and call it a bug. So that's where we're at with this thing. We're going to get it done sooner or later. Because I got 2 other cars that's going to be done right behind it. Because I'm about 2 vehicles behind on my list I should be at right now. Oopsie. Going to have to get the lead out of my ass and get moving. But stay tuned for some other videos I'll be putting out, and we'll catch you in the next segment. Bye. Yeah, there's lead in my ass. Well, we got a whole ton of stuff done. I haven't checked the video, see where we're at. I decided we got some stuff done today. We need to show it. So, with that in mind, let's get you down to the workbench and show you what we got done. Let's see. Where's the button at over here? Yeah, I'm looking over here because that's where the monitor's at. And I know you're over here. It's okay. I'm still paying attention to you. Really, I am. All right. So, it's dinner time, or will be as soon as I get done making this video. Not sure what I've showed and not showed, but anyway, we got the hubby caps on today. So those look pretty cool. Of course, this is the chassis and the interior. It's all there is, literally. That's it. Yeah, I never did make a bar for here. I just probably gonna turn the wheels cockeyed like this and leave it alone and not worry about it. I mean, really, can you see it when it's like that? Or like that? I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, this is all done. As far as I'm gonna do with it. Here's all the chromey bits. waiting to be put on. We're waiting. Yeah. Got the mirror glued to the glass. We had an awesome day today. 3 hours of decals. Yep. Absolutely. I mean, there's a sneak peek. There's one. These are all re-chromed or fusion firm, and they have been setting for 2 months, almost 3. So they ought to be dry, you think? Here's what we spent. Started at 3:04, and it is 6:15. I got done. Yep. Bought these. Oh, we're back up. Had to have decals remade at STS. I ordered 3 sheets, cost me $75. Took a good bit of time to get them. Some of them still wasn't right, but from what I asked to get done, but hey, you know, we just went with what we got. With Terry's decals, you have to cut out around the decal. Even though it's on a big bluish sheet, those are not individual decals. They're all one thing. So you have to take time to cut each and every decal out. Closest as you can. That's the key. Without cutting the decal, like I did on a couple. But hey, I'm half blind. I have an excuse. Let me bring you back down here to the bench. I just wanted to point that out, that it takes time to cut out all these decals as close as you can. So let's get you down here to the bench again. Now, I watched somebody's video, and I can't remember who now. And I do apologize, but he, and I've not tried this but once at one other time and forgot all about the little trick, but I used a paintbrush, just like he did, to smooth these out. I put them on there and held them in my finger and smoothed them out. I also, pardon my barnyard reach, I used microsaw, and this is all I use. I don't use the micro set. I use just the saw and soapy water. It's got non-dishwashing liquid in it. That's all I use. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Now, I don't dip my decals. I wet a paper towel. You can see this is still wet. And then I lay the decals on there, and then I dampen the decals. I was always damping the decals with a brush. But that's my way of doing it. Like I said, this is a neat trick. And like I said, I just held it down, just swept it across there, and shoved all the air bubbles out and flattens it out. Then I take a Q-tip, and sometimes, you know, you may need to dab it just a little bit to get it down in the center if there's a bubble. So it's just, you know, just another tool or another way of using a tool that has a specific job, not has others. I did take the liberty of adding extra decals because, like I said, I bought 3 sheets. And I used half of one on the Pro Street everything group builder that BCG Resin Skill Speed Garage had on that 63 Nova Pro Street wagon, that green one. So I added some extra decals because I figured I might as well just use them. That way they don't get lost rolling around everywhere. I got one full sheet left. So this is what we got. I did not, I haven't made this video. I did not like the stripe. Either it was too short in the front, or when Terry made it, it got out of scale. I don't know, but it ended up clear back over here, this far away from the door frame. And then if you tried to, and this here was way up here where that flower is at. So I taped it off and sprayed it green. And I think I did a pretty good job. It's straight all the way around, except for a little spot on the front that you can't really notice because the decals keep it busy. But, you know, was not sure what to do with the groovy, so I stuck it there. You know, hey, they had a peace sign up here in the front on the top where you could hardly see it. I didn't like it there, so I moved it down to the door and put one on each side. They may not all be in the same direction or in the same spot, but they're close. You only see one side at a time, right? So, you know, I added this one here, and I added the groovy, and I added the little heart there. And like I said, I added those. These back here are all extras. And, of course, that part there, that was extra. I just kind of shoved stuff around till it looked kind of good. I put the piece on the back. Imagine that. Get you up there so you can see it, piece. That one did not come out as well as I thought it was going to, but it's on green. Oh, and the reason why these are not on the roof is because they're white. Wait a minute. Yep, roof's white. Supposed to be a tannish roof. I didn't want it tan. I wanted a white. It was green. Cream colored, that was what they called for. So like I said, I added some extra decals. I had to put the peace sign up front here, and I put a heart down here, and this was supposed to be straight or something, and I cockeyed it because, you know, hey, when you're slapping stickers on, sometimes you just slap a sticker on. But then this looked pretty good. I took and split that decal down the door seam. That way it is kind of the same as the other side. But yeah, it's pretty, had a pretty good day decaling this. So we will, let this set a few days and we get some clear on it, and then we can get some chrome on it and get the chromey bits and get it literally just snapped together and it's done. So stay tuned for the rest of this video. Yeah, the next segment of this video, and we'll see you then. I'm gonna go get something to eat and drink because I'm kind of parched and a little on the hungry side. So y'all have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one. Greetings! Welcome to this segment of the Psychedelic 60s group build. We've got a ton of stuff done, and we're going to show you because we're almost ready to put this together. And then the next time you see it will be in the finale, which is going to be cool. This is going to Acme, and it's going to be really, really, really cool. So I'm very proud of it. So it's groovy, man. Let's get you down here on the bench and show you how groovy it really, really is. There we go. And you're wondering, what am I looking at? Well, you're looking at the messy disc. We're working on the taillights and stuff. Here's what I wanted to show you. Get that out of there. Blink. Ed's socks. Old socks filled with rice. They you can stick them inside stuff like that and hold them. And I use them to perch stuff with like that. Kind of neat, huh? This is, like I said, this is what I want to show you. We got this waxed, or I should say polished. Got the glass in it. We got all the chromy bits on the bumper. I still got to paint that chrome. Forgot that part. Oh, well. We use UV resin to put these parts in with the Let's Resin. So that's, I even glued the glass in with it. So you can see the spots right there. So far it's holding up pretty good. I gotta put the mirrors on yet, but I'm gonna put them on after we get everything else together. So we got put this over here out of the way. We got all this stuff left to put on yet, which is the steering wheel, the dash, the mirrors. I don't know if I'm going for the old style mirrors or the square ones. There's like 3 sets. And then I got the eye winkers. I got to put them on. And those go on above these little round ones here. Now I painted them with clear orange and clear red. And then I put the glass over the top. And that one's crooked. That's all right. I can pop it back off because the reason why I say that is because I used canopy glue and I stuck it in here. Oh, wait a minute. It's still stuck in there. That's the beauty about the putting stuff in bottle caps is you just pop it out and there it is. See? Clean cap. And that's basically where we're at with this. Because you've seen before where the chassis interior is done. I mean, wheels and tires, hubcaps, that's all on there. Seats are in it. All I got to do is put the dash in that and the steering wheel and snap it together and it's done. So you'll be seeing this in the final reveal. Take care. Catch you then. Bye. I'm going to do a private live. Greetings. Welcome back to this last segment. I want to go ahead and show you this because the final will be the next thing you see. Right after this, you see all the final and the pictures and stuff. Anyhow, Marco, Grandpa Mark's Hobbies, and Rusty, and I don't remember his channel, discovered an awesome product by Let's Resin, and it's called Dye. You dye your resin. Should have thought of this a long time ago myself. Hey, we don't claim to be the smartest marble in the sack, so anyway, I've been doing experimenting, and we've come to some conclusions, and we'll show you what we've done and where we're at and how we got there. So let's get you down the workbench. If that made any sense, I don't know. I'm still on cup number 2 coffee. Okay, second cup of coffee. Yeah. Okay. You're wondering, why am I looking at it? I'm looking at a stick with a bunch of dots. Well, that's because you're too far up. There we go. And yes, you're still looking at a stick with a bunch of dots. These are the 2 lights that goes on the Volkswagen Bus. This is testing. This is more testing. And the testing part is testing out the dyes. And yellow will be one that we will be using regularly. Bright red makes the great tail lights, as you can see right here. It's a little washed out in this light. Let me turn this light off, see if that helps any. There we go. So, that's red, and that's the, I got yellow orange. Because I want a little more of a yellow instead of a dark orange. And which is some of this test pattern here. And then this was the final test here to get the tail lights, but there's some more testing for the red and the orange. This is those are two of the colors, and then we'll be using orange because that's what most people will use. I'm putting them in my test strip bottles. Get them a view, Bruce. I got it labeled on top, and you think, well, how's that going to stay in there? Well, you put resin in here, and then you put the dye in it to get it to right ratio. And the key word here is ratio. And you're wondering, how does that stay in there? Well, as you can see, that's black paint, matte black. I got mixed up, and it's in there. And as you can see, I'm shaking it, and it's not coming out. And you don't believe me, but look at that. And it doesn't dry out. Isn't that odd? So, yeah. I thought, you know what? Let's just put a bunch of color in it. And this one is the orange yellow. And this one is bright red. And I want to tell you something, that is about that full. Yeah, about not quite half. It's probably more than I'll ever use. Just saying. I mixed them in a cup. And you're wondering, well, the toothpicks, I use one toothpick to stir with, and the other one, what I did was I take this off, and I would, whoop, careful, and I put the toothpick against it and let it pour down the toothpick so I can meter how much I'm putting in. That makes sense. When you cut these tops off, you want to make sure you got a rag wrapped around this, because this is under pressure, believe it or not, and it'll poof that dye out all over you. So you want to make sure your hand's covered. There's not much of instructions on eBay, but there is some instructions. Let me show you one that I have not cut open. That would be, and lemon yellow is another one that we'll probably use. As you can see, the tip's not been cut off yet. You can see where the line where you got to cut it just right below where that liquid's at, in that tip. So, like I said, that's under pressure, so be careful. And then we got one more color I drug out that we'll probably use, and that is ruby red, a little darker red. So we're gonna mix those up. I've got to mix up the orange in this container because that's next to mix up, and that's how I got to this. I'm gonna get these lights glued on there. Probably use a drop of canopy glue or Mod Podge and glue these on. Because that's what's on there now. Holding them on there is a canopy glue. So, yeah. What I did was paint the parts chrome silver. You cannot put this over fusion firm because it bubbles. I don't know. That's interesting. At least it did when I did this. I had to sand it down, start over. Wait a minute, that's wrong. Beep. So I put fusion firm on this. Then I put the Tamiya clear red over it, or clear orange over these, and it bubbled. So you can't put Tamiya clears over the top of that fusion firm, it bubbles. At least it did on me. You may have better luck, but that's what happened. So that's why I went to the resin. I just went ahead and painted chrome silver. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Gaahleri's silver. So that's how I did that. Now that's going to go on the bug. That's the last thing I got to do on the bug. And then this thing will be done. So you're getting a sneak peek before you get to see the final. You didn't see that. Remember. Nothing to see here. Repeat after me. Nothing to see here. Anyway, that's my short little video before the final on what we did here with the Let's Resin 16-pack kit off of Amazon. I'll try to put a link in the description. It could happen. So we're going to finish getting these glued on and mix up the other containers, because being a diabetic, you have lots of these, or you use about 8 a month. Yep. So we'll catch y'all in the next, in the final segment. Yes. Bye. Where's that pesky button? Okay, so forgot to tell you how I did this, didn't I? So wait a minute. Beep. Now we're ready. I said mixing ratios earlier, and what I'm referring to is resin versus the amount of dye you put in it versus curing time. If you put too much dye in it and get it too dark, then it will not, in my experiments, mind you, my experiments will not dry all the way. It stays gummy, and you can actually make a dome. And after you dry it for 4 minutes, you still take a toothpick and stick down in the top of it, and the toothpick will stand up like that. So it's not solid. It's not solidifying. It's too soft. I'm trying to use big words this morning. It's not working. So what I did was I put a little bit in, like I showed you with the toothpick, I let it run down and make a drip. So about a third of this bottle right here was about a drop and a quarter, maybe almost a drop and a half. I just kept putting a little bit in, a little bit in. I'd get the end of the toothpick wet and then stir it and stir it and stir it. And then I'd put it on the silver side, and then I'd cure it and see how hard it got. And yes, I don't have a flashlight. I have this that it came with. And this will do up to 150 seconds. And I did it 3 times. Still not drying. And yeah, this has got a ton of lights in it. So, it's made for drying resin. It works, plain resin, it works great. So it should work with some dye in it. But if you get too much, like I said, too much dye won't dry. Remember that. Too much dye won't dry. Not enough dye to lie. So I just kept testing till I got the ratio where appeared to almost not dry. The first time I run it through the 150 seconds cycle, and I stopped right there. So I run it through the light cycle for another 150 seconds, and it dried hard. So it's a balancing act. Well, it's that way with any paint you mix. I mean, sometimes, especially with acrylic paints, how you mix the black and how you mix the red and the blue are three different totally ways of doing it, because you have to add either a little bit more retarder or less, or a little more, and I use quick shine as a binder for the flow improver, or less. It's chemistry, folks. And you didn't think you'd use chemistry after you got out of school. That's like math. What makes you think I want to learn metrics? I'm not going to be using metrics ever. What are we doing nowadays, people? Yes, everybody uses metrics to an extent. So mixing this was the same way. Like I said, this is about not quite half full, about a third full of resin, and then I kept putting the dye in there until it was the color I wanted. And these bubbles, these lenses has three drops. I put a little layer on, then cure it. Put a little layer on, cure it, until I got them level. And how did I split that, do you ask? Well, what did I do with it? I took a small piece of plastic, and I took canopy glue, and I blocked off one half of it, and then I butted the resin up against the end, and then followed the curve around the bottom half of the light. That's how I did that. So that's was pretty easy to figure out. And I made sure there was a little bit of canopy glue on the flat end where the resin was going to get up against it, so it would be able to release. And when I broke that off, it pulled all that canopy glue with it. So there's that little tidbit and tip. So once again, I believe I've got everything. I said believe. It could happen. Nope. Got nothing else in there for you. Need more coffee. Oh, by the way, morning. Sunday, coffee. Folgers, good to the last drop. Speaking of drop, I dropped the whole container today. Now it has a little bit of dog hair in it. So does everything else in my life. So we'll see you in the next final segment of the build, where you get to see all the pictures and the turntable, final stuff. Anyway, bye. It's going to be that kind of Sunday. Greetings. Welcome to this last segment and the finale of the Psychedelic 60's group build, hosted by Dan the Man, the 60 Rules. Commonly referred to as lovingly as my cousin Dan. No, we're not related. It's a inside joke, kinda. He knew a DJ and his name was Bruce, so they referred to each other as cousin Bruce and Dan. So, and it just kind of carried on to me, and that's great because I like DJs. They play some cool music. Anyhow, enough of that. Let's get you down here to the workbench so we can show you this awesome T2 bug bus that will be going to Acme. Yes, it will. Because I am absolutely, totally loving this bug. So let's get you down to the workbench and we'll show you this awesome, awesome thing. Okay, there you are. Wait a minute. You're still too tall. There you go. So here we are. We got the gang here. Of course, we got Buster and Cowie and Rocky and the Piggies, Mr. Pecan and Oak and all cousin Nuts and Lady and Rocky. They're all excited because this is an awesome build. This is the Revell Volkswagen Bus. It's a 1/24 scale T2 build. Has 74 pieces, so it's not a high parts count, and it's kind of like a semi-snap kit. We're very proud of this one. It turned out pretty good. The decals on it are from the kit decals. I had them remade over at STS. Terry made me a couple sheets, so we won't need another one. Some of these decals are extra decals from one sheet, and I added them to the other sheet. So it all came out pretty good. I added decals in places that they didn't show to put them, but I think it turned out pretty awesome. I did want to show Mr. 60 Rules himself's card. So if you're not subscribed to Dan over there at 60's Rules, where you been all your life? Look, established 2012. This is 2026. Where have you been? And of course, there's his Gmail. There's the other side. You see some of the things he's into. He also has a secondary channel by proxy because the first one disappeared for a while. Then he created this one. So this one here has that beautiful marlin on this card. And the other side is kind of like the other one. Now this is primarily, I believe, is his diorama channel now. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, the 60's Rules, there's the information right there. Head over there and tell him Cousin Bruce sent you. Yeah. So let's get back to the bus. If you do these windows, they're a pickle to paint. Yeah, there's supposed to be a black rubber around there, and I tried painting them by hand. We ended up repainting the roof. Tried painting them with masking it off and painting it. Then ended up repainting the roof again. Tried Sharpie, repainted the roof again. And this time I maxed it off and I used Gaahleri, Galaxy Black. And I did a better job taping it off. It's still a little here and there along here, but it's okay. This was not meant to be that color. It was mostly lighter. But I had to recoat it again, so it got darker. Well, not a good. Didn't do such a good tape job on this. And speaking of this is a Createx paint. That's the yeah. Ed's peanut butter. That's what I keep thinking of it. It's Wicked Detail Yellow Orc. That's what it is. I had to read it off the bottle. The rest of the paint is all Acrylic Colorworks paint. The white is not really white. That is the white primer, and I just put gloss over it. So yeah, it's got 4 coats of primer on it. But hey, it looks gorgeous. We went around all the windows, lower windows, with a .03 Sharpie and colored in all the seals. So let me see if I can get you in there just a little bit. Whoop. Sorry about the commotion. There we go. And like I said, I went around all the windows. The back vents here on both sides, I went underneath those with the Sharpie also. It looks like the doors have seals around there. They don't. They are actually cutouts where you can open them, but there's no interior to speak of other than a dash panel, steering wheel, and 4 seats. That's it. That's the whole interior. No detailing whatsoever. No, I guess wasn't meant to be. Okay, all the other colors on here are the lowest part is mint green. Then the little green stripe around it is almond green. And we did not like the stripes that came with the kit. They were short. And I'm sure Terry printed them correctly, but they were all short. So I decided to tape it off after a long deliberation. Either I was going to put a stripe on it or not. And I did a pretty good job just taping it off and making a little green stripe around there. Then the interior is just a light gray color. Like a gunship, light gray. And then all the chrome has been re-chromed with Fusion Firm, and including the taillights. The rims are light mist green, or I believe it's right. If not, oh well. We'll put a color list here. Put a color list here somewhere. Okay. Maybe, maybe not. The winkers up front here and the taillights is colored resin, not painted, colored resin. So I took the tail lights, split them in half. Top half is red, and the bottom half is a yellow orange. Actually, it's the other way around. The bottom side's red. Anyway, we opted to go with the big square mirrors. You've seen those sometimes, not the little round ones. Everything's held on with Let's Resin. The dye I use for the resin is from Let's Resin. And this has about 8 coats of, or 9 coats of Acrylic Colorworks gloss varnish to cover the decals because the decals are pretty thick. So in order to get them to where the edges didn't show quite so bad, it's got like 9 coats on there, which is okay because it polished out nice. I mean, you can see the checkered squares in it, and like I said, there's nothing underneath it to speak of. The bottom is there is no engine behind up there. Behind here, you could open this up and put a battery in there and make lights and stuff on it, but that's all there is to it. So there you have it. That's the little T2 Volkswagen Bus I've been working on for 60 rules. I want to thank Mr. Dan the Man for putting this on every year. I look forward to it. I've already got plans for the next one. So you right over there and get on that group build when it comes out. So once again, run over there and join the group build next year. It's a fun build. Last year we got a little wooden token. I don't know if we're getting one this year or not. I don't know. I may be late or early getting this done. Don't remember. Let's look. It's on the box. Runs from January the 1st to July 1st. So, hey, I'm early. Awesome. So that's cool. When did I start this? I got to write on here when I finished it. I started this December the 28th, 2025. So you're going to watch me right here. I got a pencil. Today is May 20th, 26. So there you go. I got it wrote down. I do that on all my boxes. Because like I said, this one has all the information in it. I thought I wrote the colors on there. I usually write the colors down on this here, but I didn't. I will. That way, when I fill out the paperwork for Acme this year, I will know the particulars. But as far as adding anything, nope. Everything is what come on the kit. It's a box stock, except for the decals. Well, they're actually box stock too. They was just reprinted. So we'll probably put this over in the box stock, I guess. Hey, that'd be cool. But from myself, all of the gang, I want to thank each and every one of you awesome people for like, share, subscribing my videos. All 860, some of you awesome folks. Appreciate each and every one of you sticking around. I mean, you can always go click, I'm done with you, bye-bye. But you stick around. And then you resubscribe when you get kicked out by YouTube. And I appreciate that also. So, on behalf of all the gang, I want to say good night. Take care. God bless. Remember, save the fingers. Be kind to your neighbors. You don't know when you're going to see them again. I also want to thank Gaahleri one more time for everything that they do for this channel. Without them, I wouldn't have these awesome products to use on these kits and showcase those for you so you can see what they look like in real life. So thank you, Gaahleri. Stay tuned. There's going to be a couple new things coming from Gaahleri, so be prepared for that. Also want to thank all of our first responders and our active duty members and the ones that gave their lives to protect this country. God bless each and every one of you and their families that were left behind. We love each and every one of you all. And that goes for the doctors and the ambulance drivers and the medics and the utility people. They all take good care of this country so we can sit here and make videos for you. So take care, my friends. We'll see you in the next video. Got a couple more coming out very shortly. So catch you later. Bye-bye. Love y'all. Oh, wait a minute. There's pictures at the end, too. You didn't think I would do that, did you? Well, I got some pictures. I don't know. We'll see. Bye.